service of himself. And that describes Mike Blangor. So he's an honorary Rotarian. I met him through Unity in the Community. First he was a vendor, and I found some pictures from 2014. And we had said, oh, thank you, GCD Plus. We had characters and inflatables, and they go all out and do a great job on the party business. But I found out he's also with Shriners, which I'm from Indianapolis. I only know the Shriners as those guys that wear the hats and they drive these little cars in the Indy 500 parade. And the commercials for one of the children's hospitals. So what do the Shriners do? I don't know. So let's find out from Mike Blangor.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
As Carol said, I am with Shriners International Masons. There's different organizations that have the Shriners in it. I'm with International Free and Accepted Modern Masons. We're based out of Detroit. Our high potentate is Luscious Green, who lives out in Miami. The Shriners get together through the International Masons, and our goal is to help and support children, mostly children that are sick, children are disabled, children that have mental issues, children that have disabilities and rare diseases. That's what our function is. That's what we raise money for, to donate to a lot of children's hospitals. Most of our donations go to Joe DiMaggio's Children's Hospital. We do support a hospital in Tampa. Tampa General have a children's hospital there, and our organization is big in supporting that hospital as well. We raise money from wherever we can get it, like everybody else. And as you know, with the COVID and what's been happening, fundraising has been extremely difficult. We have not been meeting as we normally would meet. We do a lot of Zoom, we do a lot of teleconferencing to discuss and to organize. But we really go out and we go out to big organizations, big companies. Some of the companies that support us is Coca-Cola. They're a big supporter of what we do. Believe it or not, Amazon is also a big supporter of what we do. We get a lot of donations, and sometimes they're in-kind donations. Sometimes it's in way of clothing, wheelchairs, walkers, things that the children need as they're going through their disabilities or through their illnesses. We try to partner up with a lot of the sports organizations, come in and visit with the children, or they send their mascots in. The Miami Heat is probably one of our better supporters. Some of the other sports teams, they're a little harder to penetrate, but Miami Heat does a lot for us in our area here, and so does the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Those are two of our bigger supporters in the state as far as the sports franchises. So if you ever go in and you visit these children in the hospital, they are so appreciative and they're so happy to see just anybody come in. I remember I was 12 or 13 years old, and I had to have an emergency surgery. I was in the hospital in Tampa, in this same children's hospital, and it was so lonely, it was so depressing. But every time, even if the police officer brought the service dog in, or we used to have the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I don't know if it was a soccer franchise back in Tampa back in the 80s, and they would come in, and it just brightens up these children. And what we try to do is, we can't always necessarily pay for their medical We can't always provide everything that they need, but just like any other organization, we do our very best to try to help the families, to try to help the children recover from their illness or their sickness, or help them to be able to cope with it and deal with it. And some of that support, some of that comes from just a physical presence. And so we tell a lot of our members, sometimes it's not always about what you can give as far as financial, but sometimes it's your time, your service, your talent, to just go in and be able to sit and talk to children, because everybody is not fundraisers. Everybody can't go out and raise funds and knock on doors and do that. It's just not their forte. So we don't ask everybody to do that, but we do ask everybody to be participants in what our mission is and what our goal is within the Shriners organization. I know you guys do a lot of great things, through Rotary, and this is one of the things that is a passion to me, because I go back to those days when I was in the hospital, and I just know every little bit, encourages these kids and motivates them. And not only that, parents who have children with chronic illnesses or are going through some kind of medical problem, sometimes the parents need a pickup. Sometimes they need a break. And this is what we try to provide for the families as we go out. Our information, our families come in to us through like our high point page, or either through our corporate, which is the house out of Detroit. So all the requests and all that information goes to them. We don't necessarily, we can nominate, we can talk about, we can suggest, but normally at our level, at the individual lodge level, we get our directions from up higher on where we're going to go, who we're focusing in on, and where we're sending our contributions. I like the idea of this shoe. I've never heard of anything like that. Because we do also try to provide scholarships, because we do have older children that are going through a lot of the mental illnesses, going through other illnesses that they may have. So we try to also, raise money to provide scholarships for our children to be able to, maybe they have to go to a specialized school. They don't necessarily have to be colleges. Sometimes there's specialized schools for individuals who have disabilities. So those are some of the things that we do, and any donations, any support that we get is very much appreciated. We don't try to be greedy. Of course, we want as much as we can get, but we never try to be greedy on asking for. We just ask people to do and give what they can. And even if you can't give financially, your time is also a very valuable asset that is utilized in the Shriners.
I have a question.
Sure.
The children's hospitals, is it like a ward, like a big room where they have a lot of children, or is it like a hospital where there's like 2 kids to a room?
No, there's hospitals just for children. There's one down in Hollywood here, Joseph Maggio, and it's a hospital just for children.
Okay.
Now at Broward General, they've got a section of the hospital that's designated just for children. I believe it's the 6th floor. I'm not sure what, I think it's the 6th floor, but they have an area designated like a ward, so to speak. But there are hospitals that are only designated for children.
Yeah.
There's Ronald McDonald House. They participate with us, and we partner with them a lot on some children, some that have extremely high special needs. So we do partner with quite a few organizations, quite a few companies, quite a few individuals who help and support our goals.
How many Shriners are there? Are you international?
We are international. I don't know how many there are, find out that information with the International Free and Accepted Modern Masons. I can find out, that information on how many we have here.
How many local clubs are there?
Oh, here in Pompano, we have 5 lodges here just in Pompano Beach.
Wow.
Right, 5 lodges, and there's, with the Free and Accepted Modern Mason, you have what's called Prince Hall, you know, and York Wright, so we merged those 2 together, so we do have 5 within the city of Pompano. And within South Florida, we probably have 20 lodges. Miami's got quite a few. We've got about 4,000 or 5,000 for Lauderdale. So it's about 20 lodges just in the South Florida area between Palm Beach, Dade, and Miami.
Spanky.
Do you guys still have the run unit?
I'm just gonna
Okay.
ask us
Somewhere.
if we do that.
That's not with the Free and Accepted Modern Masons.
Okay,
That may be
Shriners.
with another different, yes, with another organization of Shriners. There's about 5 different organizations through Masons that have the Shriners. And like I say, we're just Free and Accepted Modern Masons. So if you see ours, it'll say F&M Masons. So that's Free and Accepted Modern Masons.
You were saying about the children, we just talked about this last week, about doing a project, we're delivering a gift for all the children, but we're trying to, we're gonna purchase the gifts and everything to deliver it. Children's Center over here, Broward Children's Center, and then you said that, I got a guy right here, these are the old puppets that went like this with the kids, okay? And the project was said is pick up a project, pick out a kid's thing to do to deliver a toy to each kid that is like special needs or anything to kind of make their day.
Right.
The guy that is down there at the market, he has I think 1,000 to 2,000 of these right now at $1 a piece. But if I can get like a bunch of clubs together that says this will take them all, we can get them cheaper.
Right.
Okay, maybe 80 cents a piece, and then we can need help to, maybe we partner up with you guys, and let's say, if we pick up a quarter or 500 and you take 500, I don't know if you can.
Right.
And then let us get them all delivered all at the same time, or, different times, but so we know that how many kids we can go to.
Right.
So I'm sure we can hit 1,000 kids.
Easily.
Easily,
So,
yeah.
if it's possible, maybe we take it all, but I don't know. But that's what we were gonna talk about today, what financial situation we're in, to see what we can do. And then it's nice that you even said that with the kids and everything, we kind of deliver, like you said, go in the hospitals. And I always go to the Broward Children's Center.
Right.
And anytime we drop off or make Easter baskets for them and everything, their eyes light up and you get killed. I mean, inside.
Yeah.
But that was a thing that we're gonna talk about today, so it might even, hopefully help you with the project with it, or if you can help us too. We'll see
Right.
what we can do.
Well, absolutely. We love to partner up with organizations like the Rotary that have the same kind of goals and to help people. We would love to be able to do that, and I can definitely bring in our coordinator to help facilitate that and get us organized. And there's also a lot of shelters around here in Broward, as far as like the battered spouses and women that have children too, that have went through some traumatic experiences through domestic violence or maybe even the separation of family, that we also help and support as well. So there's a ton of opportunities, man. I mean, like you said, 1,000 kids, you can do that probably in an hour, to be honest with you. And we just sometimes don't even realize how just a little bit of that will spark the child to the road to wellness.
Yeah.
You just don't understand how just that little. I mean, when I was in that position, and I know we probably all, as adults, have been, you know, in the hospital or sick or whatever, and just that one face, that one phone call, that one letter, that one card, that, you know, helped us get us to that next level. So, you know.
Well, this is so interesting because children are also our focus. And with the current situation that's going on, I imagine we're not allowed into hospitals to see the kids. Is that correct?
You can get in. It's believe it or not, you still have opportunities. You can't go in big numbers.
Right.
You can go in smaller groups, and particularly when you're with like Rotary or the Shriners, you still can get into those.
Wow, okay, that's what I wanted to check on.
You still-
But I think this idea is just a perfect match, you know, for
How
what
about
we
if
do.
we have a board meeting next week and we talk about it and see how many we can afford
Yeah.
and who we want to work with and where we're gonna go. I mean, we're running out of time now, so we should have plenty of time next week. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's not gonna take the whole meeting to bag up shit.
No, I agree.
We can have the board meeting first thing if you want.
I was just gonna mention, it's another organization, Kids of Love, have you heard of that?
No.
They just deal with, pediatrics that have cancer, and they provide like healthy snacks, I think I do, Raphael, and they, you know, Art and Joe DiMaggio, and that other one that's, something, I don't know, anyway, it's just cancer. But I think maybe they should have been part.
Yeah.
Tell you sometimes it's hard to go in and see some of these children in the shape that they're in. But like you say, you come out of there and you're probably crying, and you know, you're probably more happier than the kids are sometimes, you know, just to see.
Now you gotta be strong
You
inside.
gotta be strong.
You come outside, you can be a baby. You go inside, you gotta, and I
Yeah.
tell these guys, who's that I watched the movie, Patch Adams. You know, when Robin
yeah.
Williams goes in.
Carolyn, would
and
you like to
goes
present
out.
our speaker with our fantastic pen?
Is that good? It's fantastic.
There's 7 features.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
No, we got cell phones that do so much, why not have a pen that can do?
And this one, right?
Man, I'll tell you what, if I could have a pen that can take care of my
I
hands.
delivered the mail to Broward Children's Center every day.
Has a ruler,
It took me half an hour to get out.
The stylus.
Right.
Okay. And a leveler too.
or a leveler,
Yeah.
and a level.
Okay.
Oh, it's good.
Okay, look at the camera.
But don't use it as a rule.
Got it.
Quick.
Social media.
That's
the social media guy. so I
Okay,
think-
and by the way, I'm also with Unity,
That's
with
right.
Carolyn as well, and,
And me?
Hello.
So I ain't seen you in a while, so I ain't gonna count. So you come back to the meeting, then we'll count.
I have this very heavy paperweight right here in my hand.
Hey,
You wanna
I
spill
don't
it before I
mind.
throw it at you?
So thank you guys for the invite, really appreciate
Thank
it.
you, yes.
Do we have a volunteer for Happy Dollars?